All right, here's everything that you're gonna need to know about the color wheel. First of all, when you're talking color wheel, you always start with the three primary colors. Those are the ones labeled with a P, like yellow, red, and blue. The reason that those are primary colors is because there's no two colors in the world you can mix together to make yellow, to make red, or to make blue. But with those three colors, you can mix any other color on the color wheel, okay? If you start with just your primaries and you mix like a little bit of yellow and a little bit of blue, you're gonna get the color located directly in the middle, which is green. That brings you to our secondary colors, okay? If you mix yellow and red, you get orange. Red and blue, you get violet, okay? A lot of times I try to think of primaries as like a number 1, secondaries as a number 2. So basically, if you take two primaries equaling number 1, secondaries equaling number 2, and you add 1 plus 1, you're gonna get 2. There's actually a third group of colors also. That's the tertiary colors. They're kind of a weird spelling. It's kind of spelled like tertiary, but it's pronounced sh, with a sh sound there, tertiary. So tertiaries, we're gonna label those guys with a number 3. So if you add a 1 plus a 2, you get a 3, okay? So normally primary plus primary, that's like a 1 plus a 1, you get a secondary, a number 2. But if you take a 1 plus a 2, you end up with a 3, which is a tertiary color. And it's always the one located right in the middle of those, okay? So if you wanna know how to mix yellow, green, it's pretty simple. The two colors are right in the title. You just need some yellow and some green. By the way, if you're ever mixing, you wanna do a little bit more of your lighter color, okay? Like if you're mixing with watercolors or with paints, things like that. Now, one other thing, you always want to list the primary color first when you're filling in a color wheel. So it's always red, violet, never violet, red. Always blue, green, never green, blue, okay? However, if you're looking at a box of crayons, like especially Crayola, you might see like a violet red or like a green yellow or something like that. And what they mean is like it has a little more violet in it than red, whereas the red violet would have a little bit more red. But on the color wheel, always list those primaries first. So it always has to be yellow, red, or blue first, okay? Oh, one more thing I forgot. One other really important thing about the color wheel are complementary colors. Complements are the colors that are located directly across from one another. So one example would be like yellow and purple or violet, which by the way, purple and violet, same color, okay? If you actually look at your Crayola crayons, maybe even on other boxes of crayons, but it says violet and it says like purple in parentheses. They're the same, okay? So yellow and violet are complements. They're directly across the way from one another. So they do two things that are important. First of all, if you mix them together, you get brown or a duller version of that color. So if I just added like a little dot of purple to yellow, I'd get kind of like a darker mustardy yellow, okay? If I mix them together evenly, I would get a brown shade, okay? They do another thing that's cool. If you put yellow and purple side by side, they create a super bright contrast. Let me show you an example. So on this collage box I have here, I put like a dark purple collage in the background and I put bright yellow words on the front. It says, never let a man pull you low enough to hate him. So the words really stand out on that purple background because I put its complement of yellow right over the top, okay? The same goes for green and red. Green and red are complementary colors, okay? Same goes for orange and blue. So those are our three sets of complementary colors, yellow and purple, green and red, blue and orange, okay? So if you ever really want to make something stand out, you could do like a blue background, an orange object, or vice versa. Same with purple and yellow, same with red and green, okay? I do have a memory charm to remember the complementary colors, and it's Merry Christmas to the Chicago Bears drinking grape lemonade. Merry Christmas, we think of red and green. Chicago Bears, we think of blue and orange. Grape lemonade, we think of purple and yellow. So now that is everything you need to know about the color wheel.